Hello, my name is Dr. Neil Hawkes. I am from the UK. On the 1st of May 2023, I had the great honor to be invited to the United Nations in Geneva. I was invited to be part of the UNITAR and Arowad's panel of experts who were looking at values-based leadership in a multi-crisis world. My background is as an educator. And for many years, I have been working with something I call values-based education. 1993 was the date when I started this in a school in Oxford in the United Kingdom. I wanted to see is if you give children access to an ethical vocabulary based on universal positive human values such as respect, tolerance, empathy, justice, altruism, peace, love. If you gave children that experience of a vocabulary, what difference would it make, both to them as people and also to the quality of education that was given in the school? I had previously been a chief advisor and had had quite a number of top jobs, but I wanted to return to a headship to experiment. The experiment was conducted in conjunction with Oxford University. My supervisor was someone who's renowned called Professor Richard Pring, and Professor Pring guided me over 7 years to look at the effects of inducting children into an ethical vocabulary. The experiment was incredibly successful, more successful than we ever thought. It had a profound effect on the children, and it also had a profound effect on the teachers and educators who were leading them in the school. The research was followed up by Professor Terence Lovett in Australia, who looked at a group of schools that had also put in place values-based education. So what did I discover in this incredible experiment? Number one was if you give children access to an ethical vocabulary, you develop what I call ethical intelligence. Ethical intelligence is the ability to ethically self-regulate your own behavior, which leads on, the outcome is that they become ethical leaders. And in the school situation, we saw children whose autonomy was now led by this vocabulary. In education systems, we give children access to mathematical vocabulary, scientific vocabulary, human vocabulary, as in the great disciplines. But we tend to avoid or haven't given focus to an ethical vocabulary. And so this is what I have been suggesting over many years that schools focus on. And now worldwide, there are thousands of schools that call themselves values-based education schools. This means that they base everything they do, their routines, structures, policies, way they teach, on a community set of universal values, which takes account of national values that are important too. And so what I've found in recent years is not only education is interested in this work, but also business, companies, and people in general. So my philosophy is now called values-based living. How do we live to the best we can, having meaning and purpose? And that's why it's becoming something that all countries are now seriously thinking in these times of crisis, with war, with climate change, with all the problems that humanity faces. We need to have a different shape in our consciousness, a consciousness geared up by positive values. And so can you imagine a world where the leadership of the world is basing everything they do on positive human values and not the other sort, which are called limiting values, which can be a side of our personalities, which too often can be shown. So what I'm appealing to you all is get involved in this wonderful program of Arowads and Unitars. It's going to make a huge change in the world, I think, and I fully support it. Thank you all very much.